Good evening, everyone. I'm Susanna Lal, and on behalf of ICCE, I would like to welcome you all to Circular Chat, a talk series that takes place every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Our talk show involves an insightful conversation with people belonging to various sectors and agencies committed to work for a circular economy. We invite people from industries, governments, multilateral organizations, and nonprofits from a particular sector to understand all perspectives. International Council for Circular Economy ICCE was incorporated in July 2020 and formally launched in August 2020 to function as the first international body in India working on the principles of circular economy. Today, in our session of Circular Chat, we'll have a discussion with Mr. Petar Ostojic, a Chilean entrepreneur, co-founder and CEO of Neptuno Pumps, and founder and executive director of the Innovation and Circular Economy Center. He's an expert circular economy consultant at UNIDO and an Endeavor High Impact entrepreneur. Also, he has been recognized as the first promoter of circular economy in Latin America by the World Economic Forum. He has participated in multiple public and private initiatives as specialist on innovation, circular economy, entrepreneurship, Fourth Industrial Revolution, advanced manufacture, Industry 4.0, 3D printing, blockchain, sustainability, natural resources, and climate change. Peter, we are very glad to have you with us today, and we look forward to this conversation.
Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor for me to participate with you.
Right. So, Peter, we are well aware of the fact that Neptuno Pumps has become one of the most innovative companies in your region, and your company has been designed as a manufacturing unit that reuses and recycles scrap metal to produce highly engineered new products with low energy consumption. Where do mined and recycled resources fit in responsible supply chains as inputs to responsible production?
First, a context from where we are. We are in the middle of the driest desert in the world, in the Atacama Desert. It rains zero point 0.1 millimeters per year. So water is really, really precious here. So it's really important to handle water really efficiently. So regarding your question, we design and manufacture pumps, but we in that order we use metals. So 99% of what we do is related to metals, not polymers. So right now the metals and the materials we're using are extremely expensive because we're pumping highly corrosive and abrasive fluids. So right now, for the engineers that are listening, maybe they can understand that when you use stainless steel, duplex, super duplex, 254 SMO, Hastelloy, or even titanium, you are talking about really expensive materials. So in the past, these materials, when the life cycle of the pump ended, they became waste, and it was allowed. For us, it was a really surprise, and we saw a huge opportunity to reuse and recycle those really expensive materials. So right now, we're really proud to say that 90% of our entire production uses scrap metals, recycled materials that previously were thrown away as waste. So what are we accomplishing with this? We are reducing waste, definitely. We are creating high quality jobs locally. We are reducing the environmental impact, and we are providing our customers with products up to 30% cheaper because we are reusing these materials. So this is a really direct example of the power of the circular economy, and the importance of imagining your process and analyzing the material flows and using these high valuable materials for creating and producing new products for your customers.
Right, that's some excellent work that you are doing, Peter. Peter, considering the fact that you have been recognized as the first promoter of circular economy in Latin America, how do you think embracing the approach of circular economy facilitate in flourishing the Latin American economy, generating jobs, and how do you think consumers can also play a part in it?
Well, it's not a mystery that the COVID pandemic hit us hard, the entire world. We were discussing this previous to the conversation, but Latin America was one of the most impacted areas in the entire world. The GDP decreased by 7% last year. We increased the poverty line in 200 million people extra. So we are in the crossroads, and we need to have a recovery plan for this high impact we had with COVID. And in that way, the circular economy for us, it's a perfect economic model to do so, to use it for a green recovery, sustainable recovery that allows us to create sustainable economic growth, create high quality jobs through Industry 4.0 or the technologies of the fourth industrial revolution, and also to reduce carbon footprint in the region. So uh, the people that knows me knows that I always say in my presentations and interviews that for me and for our organization, the circular economy and the fourth industrial revolution are two faces or two sides of the same coin. You cannot talk about one without mentioning the other. You need the technologies of Industry 4.0 to create circular economy business models, and and the circular economy promotes the creation of these new 4.0 technologies. So for Latin America and also for all the emerging economies, I'm thinking about India also. It's really a great opportunity to create new circular business models, because it will bring us, or it will allow us to participate finally in an industrial revolution.
Right.
We didn't we were not protagonists of the first, second, and third industrial revolution, but through the circular economy, we have the opportunity to become a big player as emerging economies on the fourth industrial revolution.
Right, right, Peter. And Peter, Neptuno Pumps specializes in producing equipment that optimizes the use of materials and energy, reducing manufacturing costs as well as greenhouse gas emissions. With this in regard, what is your understanding of resource efficiency, and how is resource efficiency an investable option, and how do companies become more resource efficient to attract investment?
Well, our industry is a really mature industry. Centrifugal pumps, I would say, they are the heart of our civilization. You use water every day. When you woke up and you use water, there was a pump behind the scenes working. They are so important that you don't see them. When a thing becomes invisible, is that it's so important for your for your society, right? So uh, the research we've done is that most of the pumps in our industry are manufactured from virgin materials. So that creates a huge carbon footprint, a huge waste also.
Right.
And we saw this opportunity in our industry that a lot of waste was being generated. We work a lot with the mining industry here in Latin America, and just for you to imagine, each mine site generates up to 500 tons of metal waste each month. So it's a lot of value that was sent to the garbage, and we saw the opportunity to reuse that material. So right now we can say that, as I said earlier, 90% of our production is with scrap material, and that is a pattern that we see will keep growing, not only in the pump industry, also in some other manufacturing areas. So that's one thing. The other thing is that right now, with the increase in renewable energy usage, you can become a clean energy industry. We are really proud that since this month, 100% of the electrical energy from Neptuno that Neptuno pump uses is renewable energy. So what this means is that we are saving 1,000 tons of CO2 per year, which is equivalent to getting rid of 300 cars each year from circulation,
Right.
or planting around 3,000 trees each year. So you have the opportunity to reuse materials, you have the opportunity to use renewable energy, and you have the opportunity in the context of the COVID pandemic to create high quality jobs through the circular economy and through this innovative business model.
Right. Peter, no doubt your organization has made total transformation of its processes in order to become a leading light in circular economy. And talking about this, what changes have you witnessed in these last few years in your organization's culture that reflects the new way of working as a circularity oriented business model?
Well, I have I've been really fortunate to see all this transformation from the first row because I started working on circular economy really early, around 7 years ago, when nobody was even mentioning the concept. So as most of the process in history, they are not linear. So you have to be, as an entrepreneur says, obsessed with patience. This is a long term game, and if you quit, you won't see the fruits of success. So I could say that after 7 years of a lot of passion in promoting the circular economy, and most important, more than passion, creating a success case through Neptuno pumps, I can say that the last year was the game changer for us. So imagine it took us 6 years of just promoting, but just 1 year of results in terms of changing the mindset of several industries. So the last year, I've seen a complete transformation of even highly linear industries that are right now really convinced that the only way forward is to transition towards a circular economy. So inside our company, I would say that we always had the DNA of the circular economy, and we were also discussing this before the interview. I think emerging economies, uh, we've always been circular by necessity, by survival. So it's not a new thing. I think it's a reinvention of a concept. So we are really proud to have people on our team that understands, that lives the circular economy, that every day are thinking in new ways of reusing materials, of decreasing the production of waste, in looking for new technologies. But most important for us is that the big industries that move the needle on our economies are convinced that the circular economy is here to stay.
Nice. Peter, we're very glad to see that your patience has brought forth good fruit. And now, at last, talking about technology, you have ventured into a technological solution with an app monitoring the performance of your product. So, what role do you think technology plays in curbing the economic shift?
Yeah, as I said earlier, you cannot talk about circular economy without mentioning the fourth industrial revolution, and that is an advantage. And what you don't measure, you cannot control. And the great thing about technology is that allows you to control everything. Big data and data analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence are technologies that are so helpful for the circular economy, because for us the really important thing on circular economy is that you cannot allow greenwashing. I think when you discussed previously about sustainability, you didn't measure that. It was really hard to measure sustainability. When you talk about circular economy, you're speaking about engineering stuff. I mean, how many tons are you recycling? How many tons of CO2 are you saving? What is the percentage of components that you are reusing? So what we've done is that we digitalized our entire design and manufacturing process. So right now, we and our customers can see the entire process of manufacturing in real time through an app. We call this Neptuno Analytics. So each customer can see the steps of each of our production or remanufacturing, but most important, they can see how many tons of metals they are recycling per pump, how many components we are reusing in each remanufactured pump, and how many tons of CO2 we are saving per pump. And after that, they can see the history of their process. So each year, we can provide them with a sustainability or circular report, I would say, with all the data that means working with Neptuno pumps. So the message for all the entrepreneurs, business people, and engineers that are looking is that we have a great opportunity here. If you're a tech person, you can create this new technology that is really important for the circular economy, for traceability. Traceability is key, and the only way to trace something is through technology. So what is the next step for Neptuno Analytics? Is to put everything on the blockchain. So that is also an invitation for people to open their minds and to think. We always say that the circular economy, it's the mixture of the atoms, the physical world, with the bits, the digital world. So I invite entrepreneurs and engineers to reimagine, not just to think about the circular economy as recycling of metals and materials, but an entire new world of technology, new processes, new opportunities, and the great opportunity for our countries to create sustainable economic growth, high quality jobs, and fight climate change.
Thank you so much, Peter, for this insightful discussion today. And I'm sure the people who watched the session learned a lot about the concept of resource efficiency and its potential to attract investment, as well as the significance of adopting circularity and flourishing the Latin American economy. To our audience, we will continue the series with more discussions with esteemed experts from various sectors for a more circular future. The writer for this particular session will be shared on our social media channels, and you can always come back to our YouTube channel to check out more of our videos on circular economy. It was a pleasure to have you with us, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you very much.